Hey guys, so I'm here to explain the pupillary light reflex. Actually, we'll be discussing the sympathetic and parasympathetic nerve supply of the eye. So, first of all, let's discuss the parasympathetic nerve supply of the eye. So, as we can see over here, this is a normal iris and this is the pupil. Pupil is basically an aperture that is formed by the iris muscles. The iris muscles consist of two muscles, which is the sphincter pupillae and the dilator pupillae. Now, the function of the sphincter pupillae is to constrict the pupil, so that the pupil aperture gets smaller, whereas the dilator pupillae has an opposite action. So, the constrictor pupillae is innervated by parasympathetic nerve supply that reduces the aperture and lets lesser light to fall in. And opposite is true for the sympathetic pathway, that which is responsible usually for the fight or flight situation. So, to pull in more light into the pupil, it dilates the pupil, and the muscle responsible for it is dilator pupillae. So, without further ado, let's start off with it. So, just to give you a brief review of what happens in the eye, well, in the normal visual pathway, that is this optic nerve that carries light impulses from the optic disc through the optic nerve into the optic chiasma, and from there the fibers cross over. But the fibers responsible for pupillary light reflex do not cross over at the optic chiasma. They pass ipsilaterally through the optic chiasma into a nucleus called pretactile nucleus, which is present at the midbrain. So here, fibers from the optic tract come and they synapse at the pretactile nucleus, which is present at the midbrain. Another nucleus called Edinger-Westphal nucleus is also present there. So fibers from the pretactile nucleus are then carried to the Edinger-Westphal nucleus, from where these fibers are carried through the oculomotor nerve, which is the third cranial nerve. Through that, they are synapsed at the ciliary ganglion, from where they are transmitted through the short ciliary nerve into the sphincter pupillae that eventually constricts the pupil. Okay, now coming to the dilator pupillae, which is responsible for the sympathetic nerve supply of the eye. So the impulses for that comes from the hypothalamus, which is responsible for the fight and flight sort of emotions. So the impulses from the hypothalamus are carried through the ciliospinal center of Budge, which consists of C8 to T2 nerve fibers, and then from there the impulses are carried through the superior cervical ganglion. They synapse there, and then through the carotid plexus they pass through the long ciliary nerve into the dilator pupillae, and this is how the pupils dilate in response to the sympathetic nerve supply. I hope the video was clear, and I hope you understood a little bit more about the constriction and dilation of the pupils. Thank you so much.